Hello, welcome to a new video. Today I am bringing you my anticipated releases for July through to September. We're in the second half of the year now for releases. Like what? Anyway, I've got quite a few. Not a lot of sequels. I think there's only 2 sequels, so we'll see. But let's start with July 2024. So first up, on the 16th of July, we have Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. So the blurb is: 2 string players fight their attraction for each other as they compete for centre stage in this spicy and emotional romance. Gwen Jackson and Xander Thorne are both musical prodigies, but each has had a very different path to success. Xander was born into classical music royalty, while Gwen had a natural ear for music that was nurtured by a kind shop owner. After Gwen performs at his friend's wedding, she's mortified when she realises Xander has no clue who she is, despite having worked together for a year at the Pops Orchestra. But she's more furious that he arrogantly critiques her performance. When Gwen is offered the role of first chair of the orchestra, something Xander had secretly coveted for years, their existing hostility goes up a notch. But their respect for each other's music is undeniable, and their onstage chemistry off the scale. As they begin to explore their feelings for one another, suddenly their box office dynamite and the fragile romance that's growing between them is in danger of being crushed beneath a publicity stunt. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is a Reylo-inspired fanfic. And I'm a sucker for a fanfic turned into a book, especially if it's a AU, like alternative universe, because that's what Love Hypothesis is. That was an alternative universe Reylo fanfic, and I think this is too. I'm really excited for this. I do have Julie Soto's other book, Not in Love. Is it Not in Love? I think it's Not in Love. I'm an idiot. Not in Love is Ali Hazelwood's book. It's Forget Me Not. Forget Me Not, which isn't on my June TBR, but I'm going to squeeze it in because I'm meeting Ali Hazelwood and Julie Soto at the beginning of July. So I want to have read it. But I'm really excited for this. This sounds like right up my street. It's my sort of romance and I cannot wait. Next up, on the 18th of July, we have Queen Bee by Juno Dawson. Now, I think I can read the blurb for this. So this is a prequel to the Her Majesty's Royal Coven series. And this takes place during Boleyn's time as queen. So I'm going to read the blurb, but then if there's a weird editing cut, it's because there was something spoilery for the Her Majesty's Royal Coven series, because I don't want to spoil anything. So bear with me. It's 1536 and the Queen has been beheaded. Lady Grace Fairfax, witch, knows that something foul is at play, that someone had betrayed Anne Boleyn and her coven. Wild with the loss of their leader and her lover, a secret that if spilled could spell Grace's own end, she will do anything in her power to track down the traitor. But there's more at stake than revenge. It was one of their own, a witch, that betrayed them, and Grace isn't the only one looking for her. King Henry VIII has sent witchfinders after them, and they're organised like they've never been before under his new advisor, the impassioned Sir Ambrose Falk, a cold man blinded by his faith. His cruel reign could mean the end of witchkind itself. If Grace wants to find her revenge and live, she will have to do more than disappear. She will have to be reborn. That sounds sapphic. I actually have an e-arc of this. Do I try and fit that in this month as well? I think I might have to. I'm loving this so far. I'm so happy. The next book is The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armas. Now, this is on the 30th. However, I thought this was a brand new book, as in a brand new, like, not related to anything else. However, this is actually the sequel to The Long Game, which was originally supposed to be called The Shortlist. So it's supposed to be The Long Game and The Shortlist, but it's been renamed to The Fiancé Dilemma. I'm not going to read out the blurb. It is basically it's one of those companion sequels. So it's going to focus on 2 characters from the end of The Long Game. That's why I don't want to read the blurb. I am on the fence about whether I've put this on my anticipated releases, but I'm on the fence about whether I want to give this one a go, just because I did not like The Long Game. However, the characters this one's going to focus on, I liked them in the long game, and I wish the book had been about them. So I feel like I should give this a try based on that, and based on the fact I like Elena Armas's other 2 books. I just think I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to just get it from the library when it's available there, or look out for it on Everand. I started calling it Everand, not Scribd now. It's been long enough. So yeah, I think I'm just going to borrow it rather than buy it, just in case, because I did unhaul my copy of the long game, and I don't like having parts of a series and not the whole series. So yeah, I'm not going to read the blurb out for this one, but I am kind of excited for this one. The next one I've got down as 31st of July, but I double checked and this one actually come out in May. It's Ember Spark and the Thunder of Dragons by Abby Elphinstone. Now, I don't tend to put middle grade on here anymore because I'm not really into middle grade as much as I used to be. However, there are certain authors that are auto buy for me, and Abby Elphinstone is one of those. The only book I haven't read by her yet is Winter Magic. All of her other books I've absolutely adored, so I do want to give this one a chance. But it's got Rusty Fizzbang, vet to magical beasts, needs an apprentice. Ember Spark, looking for adventure, is his newest recruit, and together with an unlikely friend, Arno, she's sent to help a baby dragon whose parents have gone missing. But keeping magical beasts a secret isn't an easy task, especially with arch-villain Jasper Hornswoggle hot on their heels and keen to derail them. That sounds really cute, and it's Abby Elphinstone, so I think I'm going to like it, which is why I added it on here. But yeah, apparently it came out in May, so it should have been on the last anticipated releases I did, but when I looked it up, it was still showing as July. It's really frustrating. So that's it for July. And we move on to August. And on the 15th of August, we have Not for the Faint of Heart by Lex Croucher. So I'm going to read the... I usually just stick to the blurb, but on Goodreads, it's got beloved author Lex Croucher's second queer historical YA romance with all the swoons, laughs and heart-pounding moments you'd expect from a story about the granddaughter of Robin Hood and the girl she's accidentally kidnapped. "You aren't merry," said Clem to her captor. "And you aren't all men." So there's been some marketing confusion somewhere along the line. Mariel, a newly blooded and perpetually grumpy captain of the Merry Men, is desperate to live up to the legacy of her grandfather, the legendary Robin Hood. Clem, a too perky backwards healer known for her newfangled cures, just wants to help people. When Muriel's ramshackle band of bandits kidnap Clem as retribution for her guardian helping the Sheriff of Nottingham, all seems to be going sort of to plan, until Jack Hartley, Mariel's father and the commander of the Merry Men, is captured in a deadly ambush. Determined to prove herself, Mariel sets to get him back, with her annoyingly cheerful kidnappee in tow. But the wood is at war. Many believe the Merry Men are no longer on the right side of history. Watching Clem tend to the party's wounds and crack relentlessly terrible jokes, Mariel begins to doubt the noble cause to which she has devoted her life. As the two of them grow closer, forced by circumstances to share a single horse and bed, one thing is clear: they must prepare to fight for their lives and for those of everyone they've sworn to protect. So not only is this sapphic, but it has one bed trope. And terrible jokes. I'm so excited for this. I think I'm actually going to pre-order this from work because it's a Bloomsbury book. So I think I'm going to pre-order it from there instead of Waterstones. But I'm so excited. I've not been in the office to look out to see if there was any ARCs available, which makes me sad, but it's fine. Next up, on the 27th of August, we have The Crimson Crown by Heather Walter. Heather Walter wrote Malice and its sequel, Misrule, so I was already here based on that. Legends tell of a witch who became a queen, the heartless villain in the story of Snow White. But now the wicked queen is stepping out of Snow White's shadow to become the heroine of her own legend. Her real once upon a time begins when she is just Aelith, a young witch who lives in the forest with her coven. The witches practice their magic in secret, hiding from the White King and his brutal war against witchcraft. Aelith, however, faces a war of her own. Her magical gifts have yet to reveal themselves, and as the threat of the royal huntsman intensifies, Aelith fears she will never become the witch her coven needs. To prove herself, Aelith sets out on a perilous quest that sends her to the White Palace, a decadent world of drama and deceit. There, Aelith encounters an unlikely figure from her Jaquetta, a witch who once held Aelith's heart and betrayed her. As events of the palace escalate, Aelith finds herself caught in the web of the White King, whose dark charisma is as dangerous as the sinister force that seems to be haunting the palace, and perhaps even Aelith herself. With the threat of discovery looming, Aelith and Jaquetta must set aside the wounds of their past and work together to survive. As she uncovers the secrets of the White Court and those of her own heart, Aelith must find strength to transform into someone she never imagined she could be, a powerful witch, the very wickedest of them all. So, a dark Snow White retelling? That's my thing. And it's sapphic. I want all the sapphic books, and I'm so happy I'm getting them all. And then the final July book I have on here is on the 29th, and it is Amari and the Despicable Wonders by Bibi Alston. Not reading out the blurb for this because this is the final book, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy, but it's the third book in a series. It's the Supernatural Investigation series. The first book is Amari and the Night Brothers. Second book, Amari and the Great Game. Do need to read the second book, however, it is on my 12 books for 2024. I just haven't pulled it from the mug yet. So it will get read this year. And then I can finish the series with the third book when it comes out. Okay, I've had to put my fan on. I was really trying to fight it, but it is so hot today. We are getting a heat wave. Yay, not. The only good thing about it is washing's getting dry on the line. So that's something. Anyway, let's move on to September 2024 releases. So I've got quite a few for this. So on the 12th, we have A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. I really enjoyed the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. That book name is so hard to remember. And I'm really excited to read this one. Sarah Swan was once one of the most powerful witches in Britain. Then she resurrected her great aunt Jasmine from the very recently dead, lost most of her magic, befriended a semi-villainous talking fox, and was exiled from her magical guild. Now she, slightly reluctantly and a bit grumpily, helps Aunt Jasmine run an inn in Lancashire, where she deals with her quirky guests' shenanigans, tries to keep the talking fox in check, and longs for the magical future she lost. When she learns about an old spellbook that could hold the secret to restoring her power, she finds herself turning to Luke Larson, a gorgeous and icy historian who might be the only person who can help her unlock the book's mysteries. The fact that he also happens to be her one-night stand from years ago is totally irrelevant. Running an inn, reclaiming lost magic, and trying not to fall in love is a lot for anyone, but Sarah is about to discover that she doesn't have to do it alone, and that the weird, wonderful family she's made might be the best magic of all. It just sounds so cute, and it's second chance. It sounds so cute. I really like the sound of this one. Also on the 12th, we have Phantom Hearts by Rosie Talbot. So this is actually a graphic novel. So the entire Goodreads thing says, from the best-selling author of 16 Souls comes a thrilling graphic novel with a supernatural murder mystery twist. 16-year-old Malia is popular, pretty and smart, but underneath her carefully crafted facade, she's struggling with anxiety. When a school bus crashes, killing some of her fellow students, Malia is thrown into a further emotional spiral as she remembers the students, rebel and dropout Shepard, volatile track star Russ, and brainy Emil. When Malia meets Keezy, the cute daughter of the local mechanic, the two begin to question the motive for the crash. As Malia and Keezy start to uncover secrets, Malia starts to see ghosts wherever she goes. How will Malia find time to flirt with Keezy when pursued by restless spirits? What don't the dead classmates want her to discover? And will Malia ever find the courage to tell Keezy how she feels? It's literally got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder meets Heartstopper, and if that is not enough to make me want to read something, I don't know what is. Again, sapphic. I'm really enjoying just how many sapphic books are coming out now. Like, we've always had lots of queer books, and we've always had lots of like bisexual rep, and we've had lots of like male romance rep, and we're finally getting some sapphic rep. And I'm not saying there's never been sapphic books. Obviously, the video I posted last week is literally a whole video about sapphic book recommendations for books I have read, and there is a lot on there. But I just feel like we're finally starting to get like more. Maybe it's just because it's in a short amount of time, I don't know, but I am here for it so much. And also on the 12th of September, we have Silverborn by Jessica Townsend. I'm not going to read the blurb for this one because this is actually the fourth book in the Nevermore series. I have been holding off on reading the third one because I I can't remember if people said it ends on a cliffhanger, and I don't want to know. So don't tell me if it ends on a cliffhanger, because I don't want to be expecting that. But just in case it does, I've held off on reading it, so I can finally read it between now and September, because the 4th book's coming out finally. The next is on the 17th of September, and it's A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. I actually have an arc of this. I got this arc at the MCM Blogger Brunch at the end of May, and I have not actually read the blurb, but when I picked this book off of my cart to film this video, I saw Embark on this lush sapphic fantasy romance, and yeah, Lorelei Caskell, a folklorist with a quick temper, is on an expedition with 6 nobles in search of a magical spring of untold power. The king wants to harness the spring to secure his reign, and Lorelei is determined to prove herself and to make her dream come true, to become a naturalist able to travel freely to faraway lands. The expedition gets off to a harrowing start when its leader, Lorelei's beloved mentor, is murdered aboard their ship. The suspects are her 5 remaining expedition mates. The only person Lorelei knows must be innocent is her academic rival, the insufferably gallant and maddeningly beautiful Sylvia von Wolf. Now in charge, Lorelei must find the spring before a coup begins and the murderer strikes again. But other dangers lurk in the dark. Forests that rearrange themselves at night, rivers with slumbering dragons waiting beneath the water, and shape-shifting beasts out for blood. As Lorelei and Sylvia grudgingly work together to uncover the truth and resist their growing feelings for one another, they discover that their professor had secrets of her own. Secrets that make Lorelei question whether justice is worth pursuing or if this kingdom is worth saving at all. That sounds so good, and I think I'm going to try and read this before it comes out, because if there's special editions of this and I end up loving it, I'm going to want it. I've got this feeling it's going to be a Lumacrates book for either September or October. I could be wrong. I don't think they've actually announced hints yet, and if they have, I haven't seen them, so this is like purely me just going off the fact that it's a Daphne Press book. It sounds like it could be an Lumacrate book, but we shall see. But I'm really excited for this. It sounds great. Also on the 17th of September, we have The Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah Rash. Oh, the Christmas books this year are going to be so great. Nicholas Cole Klaus used to love Christmas, until his father, the reigning Santa, turned the holiday into a PR facade. Cole will do anything to escape the spectacle, including getting tangled in a drunken, supremely hot makeout session with a beautiful man behind a seedy bar one night. But the heir to Christmas is soon commanded to do his duty. He will marry his best friend Iris, the Easter princess, and his brother's not-so-secret crush. A situation that has disaster written all over it. Things go from bad to worse when a rival arrives to challenge Cole for the princess's hand, and Cole comes face to face with his mysterious behind-the-bar hottie, Hex, the Prince of Halloween. It's a fake competition between 2 holiday princes who can't keep their hands off each other over a marriage of convenience that no one wants. And it all leads to one of the sweetest, sexiest, messiest, most delightfully unforgettable love stories of the year. That is so me. Like, I need it now. I'm so excited for it. And then also on the 17th of September, it's a popular day, we have My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. Now, I'm not going to read the blurb out for this one because this is technically a sequel to My Roommate is a Vampire. It's following 2 characters from that, which when I finished reading that book, I fully was like, I need a sequel with these 2 characters. And then I found out about My Vampire Plus One and my heart is happy and I'm so excited. But yeah, this one has fake dating, because it's got nothing sucks more than fake dating a vampire in this paranormal romantic comedy. I'm so excited. And then the final book I have in this video is on the 26th of September, and it's another Christmas book. It is Sprouts by Shebel Pounder. I have probably pronounced that name wrong. I apologise. So this one's a bit weird. There is nothing on Goodreads about this book existing. But it's on Waterstones, it's on Bloomsbury. I know it exists because I get internal newsletters with upcoming releases. So I'm really confused as to why it's not on Goodreads. But as per Waterstones blurb, We have Enter the Future, where it's Christmas Day every day. Except that is on the mince pie aisles, where a group of rebel witches live in secret, illegally celebrating just once a year and practicing their sprout-based magic passed down through an old spellbook from guardian to guardian. Gryla Garland is a young witch who thinks it might be quite nice to celebrate Christmas every day, just like everyone else. But when the hapless and accident-prone young witch is unexpectedly chosen as the next guardian in the spellbook, she discovers that 24/7 Christmas, governed by a tyrannical Santa, isn't all it's cracked up to be. Now she just has to think of a way to change it back. I really enjoyed Tinsel. It was a really cute middle grade. It was Christmassy and it was great. And I'm really excited for this one because I want more Christmassy books. I need to build my collection for this December because I read quite a lot last December. So yeah, that is all of my anticipated releases for July, August and September 2024. I have probably missed loads, I'm going to be quite honest. If there's one that you think I have missed, please put it in the comments below. But I hope I have advised you of some books you didn't know about and added more books to your want to buy list. You are welcome. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.